What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another break on this Wednesday evening. Right now, we've got our 2025 Upper Deck Goodwin Champions 4-box number 3 random letter. I'm going to go ahead and get this shared over to the group, get everybody tagged, and we will go ahead and get started. All right, there we go. Got the tags in there. Looks like we got multiple folks already in, so we're going to go ahead and hop into the browser, get the names and letters at random. Here we go. Names here first, 16 entries. Dylan on top, Steve on the bottom. Going to roll the dice. Anything less than 4, we roll again. Got a 9, so we're good there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Brandon on top, Roger on the bottom. Going to go ahead and get this reflected onto your screens here. There we go. And then we've got the letters here. A on top, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z on the bottom. Same 16 entries. Once again, going to roll the dice. Anything less than 4, we roll again. Got an 8 here, so we're good. Here we go. Good luck. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. T on top, U, V, X, W, X, Y, and Z on the bottom. Go ahead and get that reflected onto your screens. Get the trade timer started. Just a reminder that it goes by first letter of first name on there. So Michael Jordan will go to M, Tiger Woods to T, so on and so forth. With that being said, 3 minutes on the clock starting now. While that trade timer's ticking, I'll go ahead and get our verification codes copied and pasted into our chats. Really looking forward to this one. I'm always a big fan of Goodwin Champions. I think it's a really fun break, and I love the variety in it. I think you can get some really cool athletes that you don't find anywhere else. I'm a big skateboarding fan, and there's a couple huge skateboarding legends this year. All right, verification codes have been posted. There's about 2.5 minutes left on the trade timer. All right, under a minute and a half left on the trade timer, now past our halfway point here. All right, last 30 seconds here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Seeing no trades, those are going to be everybody's letters. Good luck, everybody. Here we go. Let's see some certified bangers. Looking for 2 hits per box, at least on average. Empty box there. Usually a couple of nice parallels to go along with that. Cardboard there. All those little Goudies top loaded. Also can find red Goudies in here. Nice Hannah Hidalgo there. We got our first auto here, going to be a Gretchen Walsh, 236 out of 299 for the letter G. That one going over to Dylan. There you go, Dylan. First auto of the break coming your way. Congrats on that. Cardboard there. We have a Bianca Busmonti here at 169 out of 199 for the letter B. Nice one there. Hello.
Check out this.
Yes, sir. I love this stuff.
I heard this was pretty sweet.
You can find a lot of unique athletes you don't find anywhere else.
What are the hits so far?
Flava Flav. Got a nice Rintaro Sasaki on the chrome there. We've got a Gretchen Walsh swimming auto so far.
I ran into Flavor Flav.
Did you really?
In Las Vegas at the casino.
That's crazy.
He is a regular at my local casino because I used to go out there. My parents lived out there.
Oh, that's cool.
So I go out there all the time. And it's Sunset Station. And he is a regular there.
I'd love to run into Flavor Flav. That'd be... I'm sure it's
he looks exactly
unique.
like
Yep.
he should look.
I know he hangs out with Chris Angel a lot down there. Got a nice Bianca Busmonti again, 166 out of 399 on that one for the letter B.
Remember the show with him and Bridget Nielsen when they were like in love?
Flavor of Love? Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
And they tried to do it with lead singer of
Bridget
Poison.
Nielsen, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Got a nice Cedric Doumbé there on the Goudy. For the letter C, love these little cards. We haven't seen a red one yet. Red ones are out of 1933. Looking for at least one more hit out of box number 1 here. Hopefully another auto.
Did we get an auto already?
Yeah, we got one so far.
And who is that?
Gretchen Walsh. She's a professional swimmer. Got a nice rookie Gems common mileage there for the letter K. 269 out of 349.
That's a good looking card.
Yeah. There we go. Nice one there for the letter K. Congrats on that one. Nice. Brie Larson on the Goudy. And then we have a Karin Sony there for the letter K on the Splash of Color Lenticular.
These iPhones are working out better.
Yeah, a lot better. Nice one there. Congrats on that. They're a lot clearer, I would say.
It's not like focusing, refocusing all the time.
Yeah. Nice little Brie Larson there. Couple more packs out of box number 1 here. All right, looks like we got our second hit in here. Got a memorabilia there of Margot Hayes, a rock climber for the letter M. Nice one there.
What is it?
It looks like a piece of like
Shoe or something?
shirt.
Oh, nice.
It's definitely cloth. I just couldn't tell you what kind of cloth.
I've been getting into the rock walls.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I used to do it a lot in high school.
We went to Great Wolf Lodge.
Let's grab some bigger.
Have you been there?
Yeah, I love that place. There's a place pretty close to here called Springs Climbing Center. It's all indoor.
Yeah, there's a place. They just opened up a huge place down the street from my house in Castle Rock.
Oh, cool.
Uber Griffin.
That's a fun name.
It is fun. Yeah, kids are super into it too.
There we go. Nice one there. I got really into it right when COVID happened. Like right before. So then I stopped going and I need to get back into it because it was so much. Because that was cool. In my high school, in our gym, we had a rock wall. So there was a class. Nice De'Aaron Fox there. And David Ortiz. Big Poppy, both for the letter D.
Yeah, when I took it in high school, but we didn't have a rock wall. We like rappelled off the roof.
Dang.
All kinds of stuff like that.
Yeah, when I went to Coronado, they had a rock wall in the gym and then a outside ropes course where we would do zip lining and conditioning. It was a lot of fun. All right, last pack of box number 1 here. Got a nice red Brie Larson on the Gouty. And those ones are numbered but not numbered individually, so each one says 1 out of 1933. All right, let me get this basement over. We'll hop into box number 2. Last year we pulled a Michael Jordan coin relic out of it.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
That's the big chase in here. Michael Jordan and Tiger Woods, because Upper Deck's the only place you can get their autos.
Yeah, I opened up one of like I think it was the 2024 Goodwins that I just grabbed from
Empty
here.
box there.
I did get a Michael Jordan and a Tiger Woods, but
That's
not
cool.
Tiger.
Yeah.
They just signed an exclusive license with Upper Deck. Is that it?
Yeah. A lifetime agreement, like a long time ago.
Did Jordan show you that picture of the?
Yeah.
That can't
That's
be real,
crazy.
huh?
I'm suspicious of it. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
I don't. It could be, but I would imagine if
Nobody
you.
just walks around.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is if you have a card like that, you're not trying to get local stores to buy it.
And I can guarantee
You're going to Golden or like a big.
that there only being 300 of those in existence, right? That they know exactly who owns each one of them
Yes.
because those come up in like auction
Nice.
sales.
Mike Malo on the auto here. MMA fighter. That one going over to the letter M. Going over to Josh. There you go, Josh. Congrats on that.
You know, there's not one of those floating around that they don't know who they own.
Yes. And you don't just stumble on one of those.
No. And you don't just walk into the Iron Lion with a $500,000 Michael Jordan.
Got an Alejandro Valverde there. 59 out of 199 for the letter A. Do you know who Stacy Peralta is?
The skateboarder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has autos in this year.
Oh, sweet.
Him and Tony Hawk both do.
Dude, Powell Peralta, dude.
Yes,
that was
sir.
the board, man. And then I had the Santa Cruz Slasher. I had the Ramp Rat. I wasn't very good at skateboarding.
I'm not either. I tried.
I use it as a mode of transportation versus a trick thing.
I have a Element Masters of the Universe deck, so it's got Castle Grayskull on the bottom,
Oh,
but
that's cool.
I always get injured when I try.
Oh, you had a E-Man skateboard?
Yeah. It's got a 31 out of 399. Rory Harmon there for the letter R. Darius Garland behind that. And then I collect skateboard decks, so I've got like some WWE ones.
Oh, that's
I've got ones signed by a majority of the original Bones Brigade. So I've got a Steve Caballero deck, Rodney Mullen signed deck, and Lance Mountain signed deck.
Yeah, I have some Star Wars decks.
That's cool.
I have my Ramp Rat, which is actually
Nice
is
Gowdy,
like
Quincy Wilson there.
now.
Yeah, vintage skateboards have a pretty big market now.
I have, and then I was skating Alien Workshops for a long time.
Yeah.
And so that was like my brand, and so I have a bunch of Alien Workshops. Now, kids, if it doesn't have a motor attached to it, nobody wants to ride anything.
Nice Yamal there. Cardboard.
All e-bikes and e-scooters.
I tried to get on one of those one wheel, like motorized one wheels.
Yeah?
Almost fell immediately, and I said, okay, this is not for me.
Dude, I go mountain biking, and I see dudes
Riding
on
those.
a mono wheel, like tearing it up, man, on the mountain bike trail.
They're fun. They're just a lot harder to keep your balance than you would think. Pierce LePage there. Got a nice Grace Stevens there on the red rainbow.
My daughter got her first e-bike,
That's cool.
and she bugged
Nice
the shit out of me
Sean White on the Gowdy there. Danny Glover behind that.
for a good full 6 months before I came. And now she's just off and running. They ride everywhere, all over. Big packs of them.
That's fun.
In Castle Rock, you can go pretty much anywhere in town without ever having to go like on the street.
Yeah.
You've got sidewalks and bike trails that take you anywhere you need to go. Which is nice.
Nice Tiger Woods there. And we've got a World Mythology Greek Aphrodite. Nice one there. Going over to the letter A.
That's cool.
That one going over to it. Dylan Gouch. There you go, Dylan. Congrats on that. Let me actually... Just a little slightly smaller. Yeah, they normally have like different themes throughout that focus on...
Can you get a Jesus relic?
That would be crazy.
That would be. That'd be worth some cash, man. One of one.
They have like these animal emblems. Got a white-backed vulture there for the letter W. Going over to Roger. There you go, Roger. Congrats on that. They typically do.
Pack?
Yeah. They typically do animals or I've seen last year they did literary characters as their manufactured emblems. 40-point racket on this one. Ugh. On my top letters there. This box does not want to open. There we go. Nice one there. Again, for the letter W on the white vulture patch there. And then we have a Zoe Atkins on the skiing relic for the letter Z. That one also going over to Roger. There you go, Roger.
There you go.
Nice relics in back-to-back packs there for you.
Z making an appearance.
All right, let me get this basement door. We'll hop into box number 3. Empty box number 3 there. Another Gouty there. Got Cameron Brink there on the Gouty. I believe she just made her return to the WNBA last night after recovering from her injury. Nice Warren Zaire Emery on the red Gouty. Like I showed before, those are going to be all listed as 1 out of 1933. Nice one there for the letter W. Cardboard there. Got another winter sports relic. This one going to be at Riley Tedchek. Bobsledder. That one going over to the letter R and Steve Miller. There you go, Steve. Congrats on that. Nice little bobsled relic there for you. Congrats.
What was the bobsled movie with John Candy? Was it like
Cool Runnings? Yeah.
Cool Runnings. The Jamaican bobsled team.
Dougie Doug. Then we got an auto here of Dakota Decheva there. Nice little MMA fighter auto going over to the letter D. That one going over to Roger. There you go, Roger. Congrats on that.
John Candy was a national treasure.
He was.
Assuming you've seen all the planes, trains, and automobiles and everything. Yeah.
I was a big John Hughes fan, so I watched all those too. We got an Eva Gattino here, 3 out of 249. Nice little soccer parallel there for the letter E. Nice Steffi Graf there. Nice Mike Mallet there for the letter M on the rainbow red. Might be one of my favorite designs for Goodwin champions too. They change them every year. These ones look really cool.
These are good, yeah. It's almost like the Alan Ginter.
Yeah.
It looks a little bit like that, which I love those.
We got another Greek goddess there. That one going to be Artemis, also going over to the letter A.
Those Star Wars Mayo have that same kind of look, like a khaki
Yeah.
background, you know? That's just like the nice beige makes it really pop.
Nice one there for Dylan. Congrats on that. Alan Ginter's always one of my favorite. My family every year we buy a hobby box and save it and rip it on Christmas.
Oh,
Nice.
is that right?
Zoe Atkins there for the letter Z. And then we got Gordon Sargent.
That's a
The
nice
top
tradition.
golf rookies right now. Going over to the letter G. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We started it last year and we pulled a Craig Biggio patch booklet auto out of 10.
Does you do random teams, or how do you decide who gets what?
We just kind of like random it off based on who wants what. Like last year, Craig Biggio went to my stepdad because he's a huge Craig Biggio fan. So we gave him that one. But I think we just sorted out. I think if we got a big enough card, we'd probably fight over it. But this year I've been trying to find random junk wax too to add to it. So we're just opening a ton of random.
Do they make you do the ripping? Just like, you know, so you have to
I get
work
told
on
I get
purpose?
told I'm not allowed to use my breaker voice because it's different. They're like, there we go.
That's not fair to make you work on it, Christmas. Yeah, kids like opening packs, though. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Got a nice Stacy Peralta there for the letter S out of 99. Skateboarding legend there. He's an artist now. He has some really cool stuff.
Not bad.
He paints vintage skateboards. That one going over to James. There you go, James. Congrats on that. All right, let me get this basement over. We'll hop into our final box. That's what Emmett and I always joke about is you would think being a breaker you'd never want to open cards, but I find myself opening cards more when I'm off than when I'm... We're always just searching for something.
Yeah.
Emmett and I one day went across the entire city buying out all of the golf cards we could find just to open them. Empty box there.
I like that lid. Impeccable.
Yeah, that
Those
stuff
are
is... Did you see what we pulled last night?
Uh,
Our second 1-of-1 gold bar? I pulled another one.
damn.
Yeah,
See, I gotta get in those, man.
I love that stuff.
Who was the player?
I can't remember. It was Alex something. The first one was easy because it was one of the biggest chases in the product, Brooks Koepka, but
I mean, anytime you get a gold bar,
yeah.
that's already worth. It's an ounce bar, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I think it's like a fourth, half an ounce or something.
Okay. Well, just that right there is $2,000, isn't it?
Thing, maybe?
What's gold going for these days?
I know the silver bars. Another mythology there. This one going to be Apollo, also going over to the letter A. These silver bars are selling between 100 and 200.
$32.78 an ounce.
Dang.
That's what gold's going for. When I was much younger, I worked at a pawn shop, and gold was about 400 an ounce then.
That's crazy. So it's skyrocketed. We got a nice Pierre LePage there, 255 out of 299 on the auto for the letter P.
I got a lot of very yellow, very tacky gold jewelry that I would buy there.
That one going over to Dylan. There you go, Dylan. Congrats on that. I love that live golf stuff. We've been opening, Emma and I have been opening Upper Deck Portfolio Golf, which is kind of like this, but for golf. It's pretty fun. I like it because you can get John Daly stuff in there.
Oh, that's nice.
Cardboard in there.
I'm about halfway through Happy Gilmore too. I saw that
He's a big part in that. I loved that movie. I know a lot of people it was not their favorite, but I thought it was fun. I just loved the golf cameos too. Like, there's so many different guys. Because in the first one, the PGA didn't want to be a part of it. So really, other than Lee Trevino, none of the players really participated. Nice Greg LeMond there. And then we've got Shamik Moore on the splash of color for the letter S. actor from Spider-Man and Wu-Tang: The American Saga.
You never have enough Wu-Tang.
You had autos in last year's Goodwin Champions.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Him and both of the members of Run the Jewels were like the big music chasers.
I actually just saw in concert last year.
Got an Atiana Bonmonti there for soccer, but that's going over to the letter A. Nice little soccer relic there.
They came back this year. We just weren't in town, but that was a good concert.
Yeah. This year it was good. I was sad, though, because this year they did a shorter set. Run the Jewels did.
Oh, really?
So Run the Jewels only did like a 45-minute set instead of their longer.
Lying, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a lot of people. I mean, they were there obviously because it was Wu-Tang's last tour, but they were also, I think people were a lot disappointed that they didn't play for very long. Jao Neves here, 265 out of 399.
How could that be Wu-Tang's last tour?
It probably won't be. Let's be honest. They're all young enough. They could.
They'll go out
They
on
could
their
come
solo
back.
tours.
Yeah.
Special appearance.
I'm sure they'll do one-off shows still too.
I got all their autographs when they came to independent records.
That's crazy.
This is when I saw them at I think I saw them at Pure Energy or something, like a really small club.
Yeah.
When they were just starting out. Raekwon just released.
Only built for Cuban links.
Yeah.
That's what I have. When they performed at the Symphony, they sold 200 signed screen printed posters signed by Rizzo and Raekwon. So I have both of them.
I think we talked about this, but did you go to when RZA did the soundtrack for the Shaolin movie?
I didn't. I missed it. I was sad I missed it.
That was amazing.
Alejandro Valverde there on the Rainbow Red. Also, my mom saw Ghostface Killer in Denver at like a small club. I was sad I missed that too. I don't remember there's some reason why I couldn't go, but
that RZA soundtrack show where he would just DJ, overlay his music on the soundtrack, the beats and everything, and then stop and talk about the movie and stuff. It was probably one of the best.
That's so cool.
Events I've been to. I wouldn't call it a concert.
Yeah.
It was like a one-man show, right? It's like almost like a play.
I went to that Megalopolis screening the other day.
Oh, yeah, tell me about
that.
Was
What
did you think of that movie?
Actually, I liked the movie a lot, but I very much understand why people don't like it because I don't think it's like a movie you sit down and just want to watch. Like I told Hector, like the way I would describe it is a very dense movie with not a lot of story direction. But like if you read into it, there's interesting parts. And then it was funny because the audience kept leaving during the Q&A because I think they wanted like Francis Ford Coppola to just sit there and tell stories. And he took 2 questions, didn't really answer them, and then did like an hour-long lecture about his like vision for the future.
The future of cinema, or just
the future in general.
Humanity.
He's like, here, based on this movie, here's what I would change to make like this happen in real life. And he had 10 points, and so he talked about each point. Like, here's how you solve money. Here's how you like. It was interesting, but it was not what I was expecting at all. Nice Stan Musial there. Then we got Isaiah Bond, 139 out of 149.
Was it like a wine and cheese crowd, or was it?
No, it was a bunch. It was like a weird mix. It was not. It was a lot more like I was expecting a lot of like the college kids from Boulder to come down and see it, but it was a unique mix. And he talked about the reason he's doing the tour. Nice one there. All right, let me get this basement door. We'll hop into a recap. Is because
money?
Yeah, he went he didn't go bankrupt, but he went broke making Megalopolis because apparently nobody wanted to fund it. So he put in $140 million of his own money.
Oh my god!
To make the movie, and it made $14 million at the box office.
My wife would kill me.
It's like I can't imagine having that much. All right, Atiana Bonmonti on the memorabilia for the letter A. We got Pierce LePage there for the letter P, 255 out of 299 on the auto. Stacy Peralta for the letter S out of 99. Dakota DeCheva there for the letter D on the MMA auto. Riley Tedchek there on the bobsled memorabilia for the letter R. Zoe Atkin there for the letter Z on the skiing memorabilia. White-backed Vulture there for the letter W on the animal memorabilia. Mike Malott there on the MMA autograph for the letter M. Margot Hayes also for the letter M on the rock climbing memorabilia. and Gretchen Walsh out of 299. Swimmer auto for the letter G. All right, that's going to do it for this break. Thank you, everybody, for hopping on. Hope you have a wonderful